What is up, survivors? Today we're going to be talking about how to tame the Triceratops, the Trike. An early game mount, early game herbivore that's actually pretty darn useful early on. We're going to talk about how to tame it, what you need to tame it. There's actually the trap over there. We're going to talk about how to use it. There's plenty of easy ways to tame these guys. They're not particularly very fast, but they are pack animals. Like, you typically see Trikes roaming around in groups. And yeah, herbivores. So, features of the Trike. So, when you have a group of Trikes nearby, every now and then you'll notice like a red cloud that kind of comes off of them. What that means is it's like a rivalry buff. So they get a buff against when they're in groups, and this applies to all of the Trikes. They get a buff against bigger creatures, things like Allos or the Carcinos or even the Rexes and Spinos, things like that, the big animals. What that does is actually boost their damage and their health, making them a bit more survivable, and again, applying it to the whole pack within range. So a group of Trikes with all these buffs can take on quite a lot of the bigger carnivores, can run some pretty good defense for you. Their base carry weight isn't too bad. This is a level 13. As you can see, the weight's not too bad at all. The stats in general, I mean, this is a lower level creature, so you got to take that with a grain of salt. But it's actually not too bad on stamina. Even though the stamina is not necessarily high, it doesn't consume a lot of it very quickly. Health is pretty good, weight's pretty good, and movement speed's not too bad either. These guys do have an AoE attack, which means that their attacks are going to hit multiple creatures, and they do knockback to a lot of the creatures that are smaller, as you can see. We really probably shouldn't have picked on a dodo, but it was there, and it made sense. Anywho, Trike does have a charge attack. This can be done by holding in the right mouse button or whatever your secondary attack is. You'll see this guy start to do the kick. You'll see a build-up meter on my left-hand side, that red meter that's building up, and once it's maxed out, you let it go, and this Trike will start doing a rampage through trees, through bushes, and just straight in a path, which means that these guys can actually do cover ground considerably better than you think they can. Normally, as you can see, this is pretty much as fast as I'm running. With that charge attack means you can cover ground pretty good, and for an early tame, that's really important. Because of their size and the knockback ability, it makes these guys really good kind of fighting mounts early on. Typically, you want to look for carnivores to kind of defend your base and things like that. But a group of Trikes can get the job done just as easily, mainly because of the reduced damage they take from the fore end and the pack bonus that they're getting against larger creatures. Pack of Trikes guarding your base can actually do a lot of good. Not only is this a good utility animal, but it also makes it really good for base defense as well. In a PvP setting, because they take less damage from the head, they can actually be used to soak up turret damage fire from enemy bases, which is another useful tool for these guys. Again, they pick up berries for you as well. They're actually one of the better berry gatherers, but they're also good at gathering thatch as well, so you can get that stuff too. Trikes are breedable, they lay eggs, and they're also herbivores. They'll eat berries once they're tamed, and we're going to show you how to tame them right now. Alright, so Trike taming is pretty straightforward. They're a knockout tame, and then you feed them berries. The problem is you can normally find them in a herd. Now, every now and then you get lucky, and they stray away from the pack. We have one here, but there's two more down the beach there. Now, basically what we've constructed is a dino gate, and then we've done stone pillars around. And what this does is enables us to run in and out of here without actually the Trike being able to fit in and out of here. Now, it can be a little tricky sometimes. Actually, this might not be tricky at all, but you want to watch the Trikes because they have a really wide turn radius when they're turning. So you want to make sure you're lining them up to run them in here, and they're not going to clip on the sides of this thing. But basically, we're going to get this guy in here, and then if I can circle around fast enough to close the put a dino gate in over there, it'll be stuck, and we can just tame it pretty quick and simple like. So, here we go. Trike's mad. Trike's coming in. Trike's ticked off. Trike should be stuck. I don't know. Trike is fighting stone pillar. Okay. Oh, crap. No, it's out. Come on, dude. What are you doing? Oh, we're shooting a video. This is supposed to be easier. Are you out? Are you running? Where are you running to? Come back here. This is what I meant by the turning radius. So the Trike actually got out before I could make the dino gate. And as you can see, it's got oh god, that's what you want to watch out for. That charge attack. If he hits you with that charge, it's going to be all bad. So hopefully we can get this guy in here. Alright, you're in. Get around here. Close the door. Trike is stuck in here. From here, we just knock out tame it. Shoot it with trank arrows, trank darts, whatever you got on you. It's stuck in here, can't get out. And then when it's tamed, we can walk it right out of the dino gate. And as you can see, it's out cold. Pretty simple process. Obviously, if you have a flyer or something like that, it's going to be a little bit easier. This is really just for when you're doing this stuff on foot. Try to do all these taming videos on foot with the minimum amount of building or equipment to show you guys exactly how you can do this without necessarily other dinos sometimes. Once these trikes are knocked out, you can feed them either the simple kibble or any berries, preferably mejo berries, or you can also give them any sort of crops as well. It's going to speed that thing up too. Torpor doesn't necessarily go down too terribly fast. As you can see, it's not going down too fast at all, but do bring some narcotics because it is going to starve down kind of slow. So definitely bring some narcotics or just some narco berries that you can pick up along the way, and this should be a fairly easy tame for you. Trike saddle is unlocked at level 16. You will require fiber, hide, and wood to make it, but you can make them on your person. It's obviously an easy early start mount. This is going to be an early game saddle, early game mount. This is what's going to work for you. Trike saddle on this dude, and we're ready to go. Like I said, fairly easy tame, but these guys are workhorses and they're super useful. I like the trike. I think the trike is very often overlooked because it's so accessible early on. But a good leveled up high level trike or even a group of them as a caravan are really useful. They're solid tanky creatures. They have good all around stats, and their AoE actually makes them not too bad in the water. So we went against swarms of piranha or manta rays and things like that. Their AoE attack will actually hit all of them when they're in there, making them super useful for that. Top it off with the fact that they're gathering berries for you. This is definitely clutch early game because you're trying to make things like narcotics. Being able to harvest a lot of narco berries at one time, this is where this guy is definitely essential. One of the earlier tames, and I think honestly even as a late tame, I think he's good. I think they're good. I think they're pretty much good at any sort of the game that you're looking for. There's a lot of really cool mods out there, things like KBD, Kraken's Better Dinos, that make strikes even better. I love these things. I think they're amazing. I think they're really good. I think they're really underutilized for the most part and underappreciated a little bit, but these guys should definitely have some more love. That's it. That's the trike taming, trike creature features, the little special abilities these guys have. That's pretty much it. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, and me and this trike maybe will see you later. Till next time, guys.